Hi friends! In today's video, I am going to be sharing 3 simple journaling spreads that we can do in our bullet journals or just our everyday journals. So grab your favorite pens, grab your favorite supplies, maybe they're stencils like mine, and let's journal together. Hi, my name is Darian and welcome to DarianPlans. On this channel, I like to share my favorite planning, journaling, and organizational tools, tricks, and tips to help us organize our life and our heart together. So if you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you do not miss out on future guests and future videos. The one thing I love about journaling is that it really does help me organize my heart, and it helps me really get a lot of the things that I've been processing through, learning, unlearning, all out on paper, and it's really just been such a big stress reliever. So today I'm just going to share 3 simple spreads, 3 simple prompts that we can do just to kind of get us started. I am still new to this, so bear with me. The first spread is just a quote spread. I decided that I would do mountains, and this was actually inspired by Reflect with Raksha, and I'll make sure I link her YouTube channel below as well. But all you need is just like a circle. So you can use a mug, a cup, anything that's going to get you that nice circle, and you could honestly draw whatever picture you want inside of it. For me, I was like, let's do mountains because mountains are really simple. We all learned how to draw mountains when we were, in elementary school. And so that's just something that is really simple, but can also be really majestic and elegant at the same time. The pens that I am using are from Archer & Olive. These are their Acrylograph pens, and I am obsessed with them. I believe the colors I'm using are from the Jewel Pack, and then this purple one is actually from one of the fall packs. I'll make sure in the description box I'm very detailed with all the color pens that I use and all the supplies. So if you have any questions about any of those, definitely check out the description box below. Or you can leave me a comment and I'll do my best to reply back to that as well. So there are different kinds of acrylograph pens. The purple one was a 0.7mm pen, and this burgundy deep red color, which I love, it's probably one of my favorite colors ever, is a 3.0mm. So it's honestly a lot. I love the 3.0 ones because they cover a lot more ground, and it's for what I'm doing, it made it super easy to do a lot of the coloring versus with the 0.7. It's also a plastic nib, so it took me a longer time to get the mountains covered when I was doing with the purple, but that's just a small thing. Now this quote that I am going to write on this spread is inspired by a book I am reading. It's called Just As I Am by Cicely Tyson, and it is just a beautiful biography and memoir, and I am really enjoying reading this. So if you're ever wondering what should I journal, if you're reading something, if there's a quote that stands out to you, if it's a story, if it's a scripture that maybe stood out to you, you could easily, write that on your journal, and you can add a picture just like I am doing. Now I'm just going to go in and color the night sky. I was just really feeling deep colors, deep the gem tone colors, the jewel colors, and I just really liked it. I was really thinking the quote that I'm going to share is all about exploration, and I just kept feeling which if you know me, you know I am not a nature person, but I just couldn't get out the picture of mountains and the night sky and the stars and the moon, and so I really wanted to bring that and put that on paper, probably because I know that I'm not naturally that way, but just to see this, it just brings a little bit of peace to my soul. And so that is the picture, and I love how it turned out. Again, very simple. You draw mountains and a circle, and then you can get more detailed. And so I used the white jelly roll pen to just go and add the moon and the stars. Very simple. Now for our second spread, it is actually encouraged by a planning together episode that I had. But all I'm doing is I'm going to write myself a permission list of things that I'm giving myself permission to do during this season of, we're still in the middle of a pandemic and things are still not back to how they were a year ago. And so I just wanted to write out a permission list. And so I was just writing down the circles to get that started. So the quote simply says, to examine, to question, to discover and evolve, that's what it means to be alive. The day we cease to explore is the day we begin to wilt. And I just love that. And I love when she was sharing that even in her introduction, just how powerful that was, to never stop learning, never stop questioning, never stop, evolving and becoming. Like, it was just such a beautiful quote. And the day that we stop that's the day we stop, really living. And so I just love that. And I never want to forget that. So that is just what was a personal quote to me. And so now that I'm working on spread 2, which is my permission list, I just wanted to just add these, nice little circle blobs, very simple. Again, these are simple layouts that you can do. The one thing I love about the Acrylograph pens is that they're opaque and they could just, right on top of each other and not mess up anything. I didn't like putting the date there, so I just wanted to wipe that out essentially. So the Acrylograph pen didn't work so well, so I just got some extra dot grid from my notepad and just covered it up. Really simple mistake. You're going to see me make a lot of mistakes in this video, and that is okay, because like I told y'all, I'm a beginner. And speaking of mistakes, I did not like that white. I didn't like adding the white, so I was like, you know what, I'm going to add this olive tone color, and it made a world of a difference. I just wanted another color, another thing to bring it together. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to do after I just fill in the dots a little bit is I'm going to just draw a line and make, one big rectangle for me to put my list in. And all you really need is just a simple ruler if you really want some nice straight lines like I did. But yeah, it's just going to be a simple list. And this is a permission list. This, like I said, was inspired by planning together that I did with Lauren Wang. And I'll make sure I link the video up to that episode above. And we just talked about how sometimes we just have to give ourselves permission. So I decided that I wanted to write 3 permissions down, 3 things that I wanted to give myself permission for. I'm very curious to know in the comments what yours would be. But for me, I just simply needed to say, it's okay if creating looks differently in this season. The second one was, it's okay if productivity looks different in this season. And the third one for me was, it's okay if relationships look different in this season. Those were just my 3 things that I needed to give myself permission for. But like I said in the comments, I would love to know, what are you giving yourself permission for that's going to look different in this season? Before the pandemic, for me, creating looked like being in a show. It was acting and storytelling on the stage and singing in musicals and dancing and teaching choreography and working one-on-one with students and in groups and going into schools. It really, for me, that was what creativity looked like. But now for me, creating has looked like, creating journaling spreads like we're doing right now, are, posting planner pages, and that is okay. None of those things make me less of an artist and less of a storyteller. Okay, so for our final spread, this one, it's simple. It's probably a little bit more abstract than the first 2. I tend to like to do mixed media where I add different things in. And for this, I'm just adding more just paper from the Archer and Olive notepad. And you'll see me add some stickers as well. And I wanted to use my stencil. The stencil is from Notebook Therapy. And so I really just like the stencil. There's a lot you can do with it, but you'll just see I just, copied a few of the stars and the moon. And so I still wanted to keep with the theme. I still wanted to keep with the colors. Now for this spread, this is actually going to be a weekly spread. I like to, throughout the week, write the lessons that I'm learning. I like to get a little bit deeper in my memory spreads on this. So I like to just, create a simple layout of Monday through Sunday, where at the end of each day, I can just really just jot out the things that really stood out to me throughout the day. Lessons, I get a little bit more hardy when it comes to my journal spreads versus my memory spreads in my planner. And so I just love journaling. And so that is what I'm doing. So as you can see, I struggled with making a simple cloud, and that's going to happen. You just got to keep going and know that, again, if you make a mistake, we have, whiteout, we have white paper that we can cover those with, and sometimes we can just go with it like I did with that cloud. And so I'm making these different blobs of cloud. I don't know, what do we want to call them? And this is what I'm going to put my days on. Now, if you don't have stickers, you can easily write on top of these acrylograph pens, as you've seen me do before. And you can use, your jelly roll pens, your my micron pens. But I want to use some of my favorite Hand Can Plan Day cover stickers just because they're really pretty, and I just thought it would be a really nice touch. Now, I'm just going and highlighting over the doodles with the white jelly roll pen so they pop out on the black dot grid, and it's just a nice touch. And then I'm going to use that purple 0.7 and color in the rest of the doodles. The one thing I will say about using the 0.7 acrylograph pen is that it's really good for detailed work. Like if I was to use the 3.0 for these, it would be a little bit more blobby, which you'll probably see towards the end of the video, but it's just really nice with the plastic tip. I can get into like the finer crevices of things, if that makes sense. Now, I probably didn't need to add the day dots either. I don't know. I might even go back and take those off, but I don't know. We'll see. I like them because I know what week it is, and I do know when I put a date on something, I use it more. And I'm also being a little bit extra here and just wanting to use system. So I wanted something at the bottom of the spread, and I didn't want to do another blob of the black dot grid. So I was like, you know what, we'll just make this, little border situation. And I don't know how I feel about it. Maybe we'll keep it, maybe we won't, but it's okay. I think that's the cool part about bullet journaling, is that it's okay to make mistakes, because honestly, that's how life works, y'all. And there you have it, friends. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, go ahead and do me a favor and hit that like button. And if you are not already, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you do not miss out on future guests and videos just like this. I have a heart for just sharing my favorite, tools and tricks and tips when it comes to planning and journaling, so we can organize our heart and life together. If you want more planning inspiration, go ahead and follow me at DarianPlans on Instagram. I love connecting with y'all over there. But until next time, you guys, keep planning, or in this case, keep journaling.